Hello and welcome to the TPMS Smart Sensor First Time Update video tutorial. Today we are going to be showing you how to update your Smart Sensor tool. Now the reason for updating is that makes and models and new information comes out all of the time. So what we've done is create a system to get all of the latest updates onto your tool for everyday use. And on Windows, we're going to use Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer is the browser that comes with Windows, so it should be easy for you to find. It's usually right on the desktop or within the Start menu. It might look a little bit different than the one I'm using just because I'm using Windows 7, but it's also compatible with Windows Vista and Windows XP, and all the steps will be the same, they just might look slightly different. So to begin, we're going to go ahead and point our browser at smartsensorupdate.com. And go ahead and log in if you're not already logged in. Once you log in, you will see this thank you for registering your TPMS Smart Sensor tool screen. And right underneath is the click here to watch step-by-step first time install video. You will need the TPMS First Time Install Files Pack. Download this so that we can use the files to update our tool. So go ahead and click on that, and Internet Explorer is going to ask you, do you want to run or save the file that you just clicked on? Now we want to run this file, so go ahead and select Run. And it will tell you in a dialog screen that, like I said, might look a little bit different than this one. It will tell you how long you have left in your download, so go get a cold beverage if you'd like. And when it's finished, it will go ahead and run itself. But it will ask me, the publisher of the TPMS First Time Install could not be verified. Would you like to run it? So you have to choose Run twice in this situation. And Windows 7 will ask you, do you want to allow this program to run again? So go ahead and hit Yes. And then you will get the dialog screen TPMS Tool First Time Installer Pack that will say you want to save this to a place where you can find it. So go ahead and hit Yes to continue, and then it will give you another dialog that's asking you where to put the files. Now these files are the files that we will be using to update the tool. So we want to keep them somewhere where we can find them very easily. So the two places that we prefer is either My Documents or the desktop, because those are very simple to get to. So go ahead and choose Browse, and the desktop is usually at the very top of whatever list comes up for this step. So if you're using XP or Vista, this dialog might look a little different once again, but if you click and find the desktop, it will be in this menu somewhere. So go ahead and find the desktop and choose OK. Now you'll be back at the dialog screen and you'll choose OK one more time. And it will extract the files. Thank you for creating your TPMS files. Please run part 1 to begin installing the tool. And we're going to minimize out of the Internet Explorer. And you will see here on the desktop now, next to my other icons, 3 new icons, part 1, part 2, and part 3. So we're going to go ahead and start with part 1 by double-clicking on it. And it will ask you, do you want to make changes to this computer? You say yes. You hit yes. And you'll see the Silicon Labs screen. It will prepare the setup. You go ahead and hit next at the welcome screen. Accept the terms of the license agreement. Next. It'll ask you where you want to put it. It should be fine exactly where it says, so go ahead and hit next. And then click Install to begin the installation. Install. Now it'll take a few minutes depending on the speed of your computer to install the actual drivers. And what the drivers do is they allow the Microsoft Windows operating system to communicate with your TPMS Smart Sensor tool. So you only have to install the drivers one time, and you can use the tool with Windows on that machine as many times as you want. So once this is done, it's going to ask you to launch another installer. See this checkbox here? Just make sure that you don't uncheck it. I'm going to uncheck it just to show you that that is now unchecked, but it's checked by default. So if you just hit finish, it's going to go ahead and bring up the next install window. Go ahead and hit that, and it will install the drivers. And then it's done. It will leave the screen, and you will be at part 2. So now the drivers are running in the background of Windows. We don't have to find them. We don't have to look for them. They're there. That's great. At this point, you should restart your computer. It's always a good thing to restart your computer after you install new drivers. So go ahead and do that and go to part 2.